Hey guys, it's time for another review for Fear the Walking Dead, Season 6, Episode 14, Mother. In Mother, we see the early days of the apocalypse where we see whenever Teddy was locked up in jail. We get to see kind of like how he escapes, which was really interesting and finally refreshing to see more of that like day one, day zero, very early days of the apocalypse. Flashing forward, we see that they're trying to break Alicia down, maybe trying to get her to kind of be a part of this whole cult, this whole group, and it really isn't working. So Teddy wants her to go with him on a errand. We actually, right before they go on the errand, Dakota shows up there. She tells basically Alicia that she wants to basically come on the inside so that she could try to rescue her. Alicia's not having any of it. Dakota kind of gets a little frustrated, but then Teddy brings Dakota along too. Teddy wants to kind of find his buried mother. Yeah, you heard that right. And kind of bring her back so that whenever he enacts his plan, she will not be doubly dead. I don't know. Like, she's dead. Like, she's not a zombie, but Teddy's a messed up person, so I don't know what his full mindset is. While on their way back, though, they come across some old friends of Alicia, which is Cole, Doug, and Viv. I believe that's their names from season 4, from whenever Madison was leading the stadium. Now, the thing is that I barely remember them at all. So I think that kind of for me personally shows how not important they were to me. Maybe they were important to the story. Like kind of want to go back to season 4 and kind of rewatch some of those episodes now. But I knew that there was a familiar face because of the interaction in the episode, but also because of people's reactions or around the internet. And so I thought that was interesting, bringing back some past characters, and once again, kind of bringing up and teasing a little bit about like, is Madison out there still? Which all the fan base is wondering. Is she still alive? Did she survive? A lot of us are. I would say a lot of us are hoping that she did. I personally hope so. But if not, I think this episode really proved that if Madison is not alive, then her spirit continues in Alicia, and Alicia is carrying the torch. And while Alicia is definitely her own person and very independent and different from her mother, she herself has so much in her that is mirrors her mother, and that it really, like, I just, throughout the whole episode, I was like, that's Madison, like, that's Madison. And even in my reaction, I was like, if we don't get Madison, like, we get her through Alicia because of what Alicia does. And basically, we find out that Cole, Doug, and Viv and their group have become very ruthless, like, killers and murderers and marauders, basically. They don't get screwed over anyone, they screw people over. It doesn't really go well, though. It kind of gets, you get that kind of villain monologue where you talk too much, and then basically the zombies come and the group just gets decimated, and Alicia takes out Cole, and she then wants to take out Teddy, but then Dakota stops it, which I kind of saw coming because throughout the whole episode, Dakota has some really deep conversations with Teddy and really has these unique conversations about killing. And I start to see kind of like the wheels start to turn for Dakota, and she start to connect with Teddy, unlike she's connected with anyone. Because a lot of people are putting up walls because of what she did to John. Very understandable. I don't expect anyone really to be patient and understanding. You did something that was so horrible. You can be forgiven to a degree, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be like accepted back into the group. You're not going to be welcome because of what you've done. And so she basically turns on Alicia. Alicia gets captured. She's able to get it off to Strand, though, get the message. And I think this is definitely proving the point that Strand is going to be one of the key figures here to kind of save the day. I really hope this does not come at his life, though. Strand is my favorite character in this show. He's always been my favorite ever since we first met him back in season 1. I love the complexity of Strand. I love how he is layered and how he is a good guy. However, he is selfish, but ultimately does make the right decision at the same time. Like, there's just so much to Strand, and then he's so well acted as well. And then it leads to the episode where Teddy locks Alicia up in a bunker, and that's kind of where it ends. It makes me a little bit concerned though, because it kind of alluded like she's also going to be a mother, like she's going to give birth to like maybe the future generation, like maybe I hope that there's no abuse, like please no abuse. But it makes me concerned some of the things that Teddy was saying and that she's the future and things like that. It makes me a little uncomfy. So I'm concerned for Alicia. I really am concerned. But I think if anything, this episode has shown that Alicia is very strong and very capable of getting out of this. And she does have great friends on the outside who will do everything they can to rescue her. But the time is ticking. We are getting very close now to Teddy enacting his plan, launching this missile. It's gonna rock the Walking Dead universe. I think this is going to not only affect the Fear world, but I think this could have repercussions for possibly World Beyond, CRM, Rick movies, all around that stuff. I'm not too sure how it's going to affect necessarily maybe main show. There are always possibilities and such with how everything connects now, but I think definitely we could see some connections and some repercussions for CRM, Rick movies, and World Beyond. So be curious to see how that all comes together. I also thought that this episode, once again, was also beautifully shot. This season just continues to prove that they are up in the game and making this really feel, it feels cinematic. It feels, Fear has always had some really beautiful scenery, some beautiful shots. But this season just I feel like I'm watching movies. I feel like I'm watching Disney Plus, Lucasfilm, and Marvel shows. Like it feels that high quality. Like they put extra emphasis in making these beautiful shots that you could just freeze and like hang that on your wall. And of course, the acting is just incredible. Uh, Glover doing Teddy and Alicia doing for Alicia. I just they are so good together. And then you throw in like the wrinkle of Dakota, like yeah, this season it's so good and it's weird because Fear has been one of those things where I've always have loved and I've always have enjoyed it and it's been kind of like the little brother to the Walking Dead main show. People really don't give it much of a chance, and if you do watch it, it's because you love, like, you're in the Walking Dead fandom, like, you're in it. And now I wish people who had given up during maybe season 4 or season 5, maybe like right after Madison was killed off or off the show, I wish and I hope that people would give this a chance because I feel like you could go into season 6 knowing where season 6 starts. You might want to watch like the season 5 finale, but I feel like if people start around season 6, maybe an episode or two before, uh, yeah, watch the finale of 5 and then go into this season. I think people would be hooked, like rehooked. And so I'm hoping that this word of mouth of this show is getting spread out, that people are like watching it because it is that darn good. And so, guys, you know me. I want to have a conversation with you. Did you enjoy this episode as much as I did? Maybe it didn't hit some points that it did for me. Whatever you felt, I want to hear about it. So let's talk about it down in the comment section. The good, the bad, and ugly. Let's just be respectful, as always. And once again, you know what to do. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. It really does help the channel a lot. And I hope you guys have a great day.